How's it going, everybody? Hi, guys. Been a little bit. Been a little bit, for sure. Oh, as I hit my head on my own microphone. Wah! How's it going, guys? Here, let me flip the camera here and see if I can make it more interactive. There we go. Raffy, how's it going, dude? How's it going? What is a man? A Dead by Daylight code that gives you 126,000 blood points? Something like that? I've used it. That's what a man is. A man is a gift code. That's what a man is. A miserable pile of secrets. Castlevania is extremely hype. Yeah, it is. That was a really cool, what's it called? That was a really cool chapter announcement right there at the end of the stream. I know that that's next. I'm excited for what's after. So, something that we need to talk about, on the Fog Wanderers when we bring that back, because, I've got, like, the next 2 weeks off flat. So I have plenty of time for Fog Wanderers coming up. So if we bring Fog Wanderers back anytime soon with Pixel, hopefully with Tootin, but if we can't get Tootin, I totally understand. I know he's been going through a lot. But if we can get Pixel and we can all just sit down and talk for a minute, there's a lot to talk about. I don't know if you saw, but they finally posted about the 10th anniversary Five Nights at Freddy's agenda, and on the 6th, they're planning on announcing a collaboration that, like, we don't know what it is. And let me take a look at what day of the week that is. Because if it's a Tuesday, then that's kind of a big deal.
Ready to go live.
As I shake my entire screen with how rapidly I type my keyboard. Sunday. Oh, is it a Sunday or a Monday? I don't know. I don't know, but it does mention a collaboration of some kind. As I have to deal with ads. Same day as the Castlevania release and an update for Fortnite. Okay. If it's an update for Fortnite, then it might be Five Nights at Freddy's and Fortnite. Who knows? But it could be Springtrap. But I'm not putting up too much hope. I don't want to be that guy. You know, like we've hyped ourselves up and then gotten burned too many times in a row for that to be warranted anymore. At this point, it's more so of like waiting until it does happen, and then when it does happen, it's like, oh my god, it happened. You know. But how are you doing, Raph? Just chilling out? I'm just trying to clear. Dear Lord, I got so many notifications at once on my little tablet here. I got a tablet, and that tablet is to help me with a few different things, with tabletop stuff, as well as helping with streams, and having it so that way, like, if I have a draft or a script or anything like that, I have it on the tablet, so that way I'm not looking too far off to you know, read my script. So that should be pretty good. Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. what's it called? There's a lot to talk about today. So I'm hoping that we get some good and excited people in. I mean, not discluding you, Raph, but the fact that you're the only one here, I appreciate. But at the same time, it's like, man, my channel really did die. Like... Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Could be the movie versions of the characters, too, you know? But yeah, just chilling at the moment, just excited to talk about new topics. I got lots of news on different things. So me putting those different like franchises in the title for the stream was not just like, oh, maybe some of these will catch attention. Like, no, I have updates on all of those things. So it's exciting. I'm very excited to talk about it and go over it as I adjust my ear to look like Gollum. Alien Rogue Incursion looked a little weird. I won't lie, I did see their 30-second gameplay trailer, which is... Why would you only show 30 seconds? But, it was weird. There were quite a few assets that were new, and the animations were really cool. I like the animation style for some of the xenomorph interactions. How the dorsals kind of shook was kind of an interesting detail. I've never seen that before. But, that being said, there were some assets that looked like they were recycled from Isolation, like the motion tracker. The motion tracker was 100% Alien Isolation's motion tracker. So I don't know how much effort they really put into that game. Like, obviously there's a shit ton of effort when making VR games, so don't get me wrong, but I'm cautiously optimistic on that one. I don't want to say it looks awesome and then all of a sudden drop it. You know what I mean? Like oh, it looks so good, and then play it and it's bad, you know? Not only that, but it's only for the MetaQuest stuff and the PlayStation VR 2, which is $50 more expensive than the console, and I just can't afford that, you know? So I would love to play it, but I don't have the gear. I can't get into that. But, you know, that's just how it is. That's how gaming is at this point. It's like, if you have enough dollars, you can keep up, but most people don't. So Jason Universe is something we should bring up and talk about. I've got a bit more of a concern that what they're trying to do with Jason Universe, a lot of people are saying like, oh, thanks to the Jason Universe, we're going to get Jason in Dead by Daylight. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're getting Friday the 13th, the game, again, just in a different way, in a different package, better developed, etc. We're getting, like, you know, like Predator Hunting Grounds is a competitor to Dead by Daylight. Evil Dead the game is a competitor to Dead by Daylight. We're getting a Jason Dead by Daylight competitor. They're not just going to add him in. I think they know better. But it is something that we should discuss, especially considering they might be making more movies. So if they do start making more movies again, that'd be cool. Last Friday the 13th I watched, like in terms of recent fresh memory, would probably be the third one. Wait, still shook about how Texas Chainsaw Massacre is charging $10 per character? Wait a minute. Let me see this. Like, don't get me wrong, I know that the game has an insanely large amount of support behind it, but really? They really $10 per character. And that's not even like, it's not Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight gives you a character, a map, the perks are cross characters so you can use them with everything, cosmetics, you know, that kind of deal. So when you spend $10 on a DLC for Dead by Daylight, you're getting a lot. This doesn't feel like you're getting anything. That's weird. New Line does need to be a part of it, but that's also a good thing for Dead by Daylight if they do decide to put Jason in Dead by Daylight, since New Line and Behavior already have a relationship, you know, with the remake Freddy Krueger. So I could see them taking advantage of a partnership like that. But that's if that even happens, you know? Like, we don't know what the Jason universe is. Like, 100%, we don't know. It just got dropped as like, oh, we're expanding the Friday the 13th franchise with this, the Jason universe. And it's like, cool, what is that? And they're like, you know, they're being really quiet about it. Okay, so there's a little bit more to it than I thought. Oh, did they finally? Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, this is a little bit of fresh news that just dropped. I just saw this. Let's see, it got posted earlier this week. So they've been doing Predator comic lines for a while with Marvel. Now that they own the rights, like they've been doing Alien comics too. Like I have quite a few of them behind me. Like that one right there is issue number 1 of the Alien comic franchise in Marvel, just with an alternate comic book cover. But that like collaboration has mostly just been original Alien stories. Like Marvel just has their name on the publishing label. You know, this. What I'm just getting news about now is they're doing a Marvel versus Aliens series. So we're gonna get like, it's like Avengers versus Aliens is what it's gonna be, which is interesting. Alright, if you guys will excuse me, I'll be right back. Just gonna go check on my doggos. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so let's get started with some of the topics I need to cover. You know, like the one more time to refresh for anybody who's either new to the stream or just to mention it again. The topics that are in the title of this stream aren't just thrown up there as like keywords. I actually have updates for all these things. So I'm going to start with the one that, you know, is first in line, I think, on both on the title of the stream as well as like the first edited content I'm going to post after this stream is A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place is making some huge rounds right now. We got the new movie coming out next Friday, which is very exciting for a lot of people, including myself. The franchise has had a history of being extremely terrifying, especially to me. I have sedadophobia, which is the fear of silence. So hearing the theater be dead ass quiet when listening to monsters that hunt with sound. It was a terrifying experience. That movie is really good, and the premise of it is really impressive. And same with the same with everything about the franchise. We're getting Day One next weekend, which is probably the most interesting, most exciting entry in the franchise, because we got a tease of what Day One looked like for the Abbott family and their little like small town neighborhood. But we're getting like a full feature film that is going to be based around the entirety of Day One in a suburban setting in New York, and that's going to be pretty exciting. We also got a game revealed, finally, I should say. Now, I have a lot of information on this game as I get a ad, and I have a lot of information on this game. I've done my research. I'm excited to post it, on YouTube, like as a little video essay. I even emailed the development team just to let them know that my eyes are on this and that I want to be involved, whether it's content creating or, play testing or anything like that. I want to be there because this is basically making history. The basic gist of this game is it's a Quiet Place version of Alien Isolation, which is very exciting. A lot of people have been wanting another Alien Isolation like game, just a game to give off the vibe of Alien Isolation that we've craved. Everyone else, of course, wants like an Alien Isolation sequel, which is totally understandable, but most of the dev team has split up, and Sega doesn't even own the rights to Alien anymore, for gaming licensing anyway. So there really isn't much to work on with that. I don't think we'll ever get an Alien Isolation sequel. If we do, I hope it's good, but it won't be the same team. It won't be the same narrative. Probably it'll be weird. But A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead is the name of the new game, and it's exciting. It looks really good. The device that's being used, it's very familiar towards the first film, in the sense of how the people who have survived in this world long enough are people who are not just smart. Like that's the thing that I liked about the Quiet Place franchise, was even though there were like some dumb decisions, because a horror movie kind of has to have dumb decisions in order to force people into bad situations, but there weren't so many that it ruined the film. Like, it didn't make it a bad movie. It just made it like, oh, the idiot, but and then you get scared because the monster's practically unstoppable, which is something I've appreciated in horror for a long time. You want a monster that feels like it will tear you apart and there's nothing you can do about it, the level of dread it induces. But the people that have survived in the world of Quiet Place are people who know how to survive in any given circumstance. So like the Abbott family, take example, their farm is equipped with a lot of safety precautions and everything prepared in case of a infiltration of their property by the monsters. They have fireworks to set up to send the monsters away. They have a bunch of other different things, the waterfall in order to relieve sound in case they wanted to, accounting on the fact that water makes a constant sound that could cover theirs. Which brings me back a little bit to what the game has to offer. As we know, Lee Abbott, who is, oh no, why am I forgetting his name? Why am I spacing his name? Jim from The Office. Damn it. Anyway, Lee Abbott, the father, is quite attuned to technology. He's trying to fix and upgrade and build a new hearing aid for his daughter, so that way she could probably hear what's going on around her. It winds up being the salvation for them, in the sense of the feedback loop is a sound that disturbs the monsters, and it's enough to make them have a weak spot that would, kill them. So that arc is a pretty interesting and involved storyline across the first two movies. And we know that Day One, which is the new movie coming out, is not going to have that. So we're going to watch the kind of the world burn for a solid hour and a half. So that'll be very exciting. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Lee Abbott is just one person as an example of the people who have survived during this apocalypse. And that being said, that means that there are other people that have lived through a certain level of, ingenuity in order to get through the day. You know what I mean? So we're talking like being able to adjust with traps and stuff like that. What's his name? Emmett from the second movie. Able to set up tripwires and trip lines with bottles on them to purposefully attract noise to make the monsters kind of distracted, distracted away from him towards whatever trips the tripwire. So that was an interesting adjustment to what nifty craftiness is available in the world. So it doesn't change for this game. This game, it looks like the main character has, this is A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead that we're talking about right now. The main character has a ramshackle combination of a recorder and a decibel meter, which is very interesting, that can detect both how loud the constant sound is around her and how loud she is. It's basically the motion tracker from Alien Isolation, but for sound. That way, when the monsters come or anything like that, if she needs to get around them or whatever, they can't hear her because she can watch her sound levels and make sure she's not being too loud. That device really intrigued me. It intrigued a lot of people. There aren't many people covering this game, which is why I'm excited to post my edited content about it later, because no one's talking about it. There are probably 4, let me take a look. Last I checked on YouTube, there were 4 reactions total to the trailer, and the rest of the search results were simply just reposts of the trailer. So yeah, we got one reaction, trailer. I've seen this before. 2 reaction, trailer, featurette for the new movie. I gotta watch that at some point. Reaction to the original film, reactions to different stuff, repost of the trailer, repost. Okay, so just off rip, top posted videos, only 2 videos exist that aren't they aren't reposts of the trailer, and of those 2, they're both reaction videos. They don't cover the game. They don't talk about what the game's actually going to be like. They just reacted to the trailer and was like, oh, that's cool. And I said 4 earlier. I know there are more. I've taken a look. Let me see. I'm going to click unwatched and see what I got, because that's a reaction. Trailer repost. There are shorts covering the game, but barely. I mean, that's the issue with YouTube Shorts a little bit, is it doesn't give people enough information. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything. It's no one's covering this. So it's unfortunate that no one's covering it, because it looks awesome and I can't wait. But at the same time, no one's talking about it. And that's just unfortunate. A Quiet Place deserves a level of treatment that's exciting, and it's a up and coming franchise is what it is. Alien was an up-and-coming franchise back in the 70s, so was Predator. Now it's a fledged franchise. That's what A Quiet Place is. A Quiet Place is a beginning franchise. It's coming together, and it'll eventually expand. But this is its first move into gaming, and no one's talking about it. And I don't know why. I want them to talk about it more. The game looks great. Now, to be fair, we didn't really get to see a lot of gameplay. We saw a lot of in-engine footage, which I'll explain. In the edited video, I'll explain that better, because there is a bit of a history behind this game that people don't really know about. So I'll break that down in the edited content. I don't want to spoil too much for my other videos. So it was really like interesting to do a deep dive on it, and I hope that the studio watches my video. I hope that my channel kind of gets recognized about trying to post on it, because so far the only stuff that's popping up at all about A Quiet Place, outside of reposts of the trailer and reactions to the trailer, all of the rest of the search for A Quiet Place is reactions to the film, and or reactions to trailers, or reactions to like it's reactions to the prior editions to the franchise. None of them are about what's coming up, what's new about it. So that's something I plan on covering heavily. Then let's see. We have I put a name in here. That one was more just kind of like to attract people if they were interested, but it isn't wrong either. It is something I wanted to talk about, with Smile. Smile was a phenomenal horror movie, because it's one of the few horror movies that actually scared the hell out of me. It was creepy. And it just I didn't want another one, only because it was too creepy for me. Like it didn't trigger my sedadophobia at all. Like, if there's a movie that would make me actually terrified, it is Quiet Place. But the Smile as a franchise is also a blooming one, and it ended with a pretty great way of moving on to another movie. So I am excited for the next movie. But that being said, I don't want to go see it. I'm scared to go see it. It's a creepy ass film, and I'm worried about it. It's fun though. It's fun. Smile is fun. We're also getting a few other different projects within the next 2 years that I'm going to be as involved in as I can be. I noticed, Raffi, you said that we should talk to Pixel about how Vecna leads the way to the Magic Gathering collaboration down the line. And I know he's done content on Phyrexians, which are my favorite type of creature in Magic. And so I'm sure he'd be down to talk about that. But on the subject of Magic the Gathering, I will be doing Magic content now that I'm back. You know, so like now that I have a better grasp on my work schedule a little bit, especially at least for the summer, obviously it's going to pick back up during the winter, so I'm going to be busier. It's going to be a little bit harder for me to post, but during the summer, I should have a lot more leeway on posting. Obviously, one of the big subjects of that is going to be Magic the Gathering. You know, it's one of my favorite card games of all time. I like opening packs. I like playing the game with Andy and Janelle and with other friends of mine, and I want to be able to start making content on it. I want to be able to, you know, play the game and show people, you know, how fun it is. So that's something I want to do. That's something I want to look into. And we have a new Doom game coming out. Now, a lot of people are probably wondering, like, on my channel, especially since my channel has, you know, changed brands, why I'm talking about Doom. And it's because Doom is my favorite video game of all time. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, my favorite horror game, Alien Isolation. My favorite multiplayer game, Dead by Daylight. You know, that kind of deal. My favorite game, period, is Doom. I have an entire shrine of Doom stuff in the living room. And I have a signed Doom Guy pop and a signed Cyberdemon pop as part of that shrine. I love Doom. And Doom the Dark Ages looks like the best thing I've ever needed in my life. Ever since they started teasing the Slayer's Testament, you know, since 2016, I've been craving for them to actually formulate that into a game, and it sounds like they have. That's what the Dark Ages is. So I'm very excited to play that. I cannot wait. How's it going, Jacob? Killing Floor 3. Okay, so I'm confused as to what that game franchise is, to be honest with you. I've seen it around a lot. I keep getting trailers of it on my feed, but I've never actually looked into it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's something I'll enjoy. I don't know, but I've never done research on it. I don't know. So I can't give an opinion on that game just because I don't know anything about it. I can't say it's great, and I can't say it sucks, because if I say either one of those things and I've never played it before, then why am I talking? You know, like what? It's a mix of COD Zombies meeting CS:GO. Oh, weird. Okay, that's an interesting relation. Okay, I might look into it. It's like a 10-wave horde mode game. Like, okay. So, all right, that's interesting. I'll take a look into it. That sounds fun. What's it called? I have to. There is one more subject I want to talk about before, like, you know, like, obviously the stream's gonna go on for like another 25-30 minutes or something like that before I start working on the Quiet Place Road Ahead video that I'm gonna post. But I do have to say, the fact, like I put Coraline in the title of this video, and it's important for people to know why it's in the title and why Other Mother is in the thumbnail. They are Henry Selick, who's the director of Coraline, officially announced not too long ago that basically we're getting a Coraline sequel. It's the way he worded it was almost a sequel, and it's based off another Neil Gaiman book named The Ocean at the End of the Lane. And I've looked into the book. I've never read it, but I've looked into the book a little bit. I ran into it actually earlier today at Barnes & Noble. I was like, oh, they actually have the book. I didn't buy it because Barnes & Noble was asking me $30 for it, and I don't have $30 just to throw at that. But flipping through the pages and looking at some of the art, because that's the thing about Neil Gaiman that is interesting, is like he doesn't write children's books at all. They're like young adult books. And them being young adult books, they still have artwork in them to help kind of illustrate and display how the story's progressing. But it's like Tim Burton-esque style artwork usually, which is great. And Coraline was no exception, and The Ocean at the End of the Lane is also no exception. I looked through the artwork of the book, and it looked really good. Like basically the short sentence that Henry Selick, who's the director of the film, both films. As I get another ad, I don't get why I'm getting ads so much. Stop it. Basically, the short sentence that they used to explain how The Ocean at the End of the Lane is in relation to Coraline is Coraline was a little girl going to another world to meet a monstrous mother, was the way that they phrased it. This movie is going to be a monstrous mother coming to our world to wreak havoc on the life of a little boy. So it's very similar story-wise. And like I said, it's based on a book written by the same guy. It's being directed by the same guy that directed Coraline. The studio that he's eyeballing for the animation is going to be the studio that made Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which had a very interesting stop motion effect on it that was really pretty. The art style of that film was really good. So I can't wait to see what they decide to do with this movie. So far it sounds like it already has a 35-page treatment, which in film speak is basically a script with no dialogue. Like, it's just a summary, here's the key points, here's the movie that is supposed to go, right? Like every single aspect of the film that will happen without any of the dialogue or filler moments, anything that a script would have, right? So a 35-page treatment is basically the script with no dialogue. So we already have a 35-page treatment. We already have concept art, storyboarding, everything's already done. He's just looking for a studio that's willing to pick up the project. And it sounds like he's eyeballing Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio studio. So that movie should be pretty interesting and pretty damn scary too, not gonna lie. Coraline, for a lot of kids, was nightmare fuel. Like, the advertisements of it was kind of kid-friendly a little bit, and that tricked a lot of parents into thinking that the movie was kid-friendly, then took their kids to go see it, and a lot of kids got traumatized by it. Because, you know, Coraline is not exactly chill Like it is the child's horror movie for sure. Like if you're young and you want to experience horror, but you don't want to, you don't want to jump in to a rated R film like Alien or anything like that, then Coraline, Coraline is a good way to start. So this sounds like he's going the same route with this movie, which is very good, and I can't wait to see it. It's very exciting. But how are you guys doing? How's everybody doing? I'm just chilling. I have my Dr. Pepper in hand. I'm enjoying my PC that is now changing colors, which excites me, because when I first bought this thing, it was only glowing white. The only parts of it that would actually change color were I think it was the storage or the graphics cards, I don't know, but they would change color. But now the actual case of the computer, the Omen, is rotating in colors, and I like it. It's very pretty. F13? Oh, Friday the 13th, the game coming back. Yeah. Well, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, if they're doing the Jason universe, they also, what's it called? So the original thing about Friday the 13th, the game, was shut down due to the lawsuit, right? And so they were done with that. The lawsuit ended, which announced the Jason universe, because now the lawsuit's done. So they're going to start, rolling out Jason projects. After they realized the lawsuit was done, a fan tried remastering Friday the 13th and bringing it back, and they did a cease and desist. Now, as much as that is, like, a lot of people would think that that's common logic, is like, oh yeah, no, cease and desist that if it's not yours, that kind of deal. But the problem with that is they wouldn't have done it if it wasn't already in their roadmap. Like, if they weren't ever planning on making another Friday the 13th game, at least one that was like that, they would not have tried to shut it down. They would have left it alone. So, with that being said, I think they're planning on making their own Friday the 13th game in a different way, in a different version. That might be better. Who knows? Better or worse. Hopefully graphically better. I think that was the biggest thing about Friday the 13th, was the graphics and the animations of that game were kind of goof, Yeah, TCM does have a visual upgrade compared to both Predator and Friday the 13th, but I don't know about Ghostbusters. I haven't seen much gameplay on that one to really judge that one. And Killer Clowns, I know, has been doing pretty okay. So hopefully that means that the new Friday the 13th will actually have some level of upgrade, Yeah. You're right. I did see the thing remaster. I did see that. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it. I'm excited about it because it very much looks like the mature man's Among Us, pretty much. Um if it's even like Among Us, like, can you play as the thing, or are you only playing as the people? Because that's the thing I'm curious. It's a I thought it was a sequel to the original. It's the trailer for it says it takes place after. Let me see. Let me see. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I'm not sure. Maybe it is. Maybe it is a prequel, but yeah, it says the game itself was set as a sequel to John Carpenter's legendary 1982 film, and sees Captain Blake sent to the Antarctic post featured in the film to try and figure out what happened to the crew. So yeah, the game is a sequel. The 2011 remake of the film I know was that's a prequel, but the game is a sequel. Yeah, let's see. The Thing Remastered is a faithful restoration of the cult classic 2002 third-person survival shooter inspired by Universal. Night Dive Studios has upgraded the horrifying classic into the modern era, blah, 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 blah. The game itself was set as a sequel to John Carpenter's legendary 1982 film. Yeah, everything's saying it's a sequel. Because it's after... Yeah, that's after the original film. But the prequel film from 2011, that movie is a prequel, for sure. Who's Mitch? Mitch Ronan? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. That took me a second. License Killer next March, right? Yeah, I'm assuming... I'm hoping it'd be something interesting. Absolutely will do, Rafi. I'll talk to you later, buddy. Thanks for stopping in.